Hi, welcome back to the latest edition of In the Mind of Tony Potts. Of course, Tony Potts. Remember, if you've got a question for me, you can tweet me at @TheTonyPotts, or you can email it to me at tony@CoosaValleyNews.com. It's that simple. Got 4 questions this week. First question that I'm asked is by Steven, who asks, Tony, why do you think professional athletes or college athletes gets arrested and messes it up? Well, it's simple, Steven. Parents, coaches. I believe that these kids are babied so much throughout their career that they have an entitlement, and they think that the whole world just bow down to them and they won't get out of trouble, or they'll get a pass or a slap on the wrist the first time, or just not the full punishment they should get if they mess up, and time after time they just get passed on. I think if parents were to say this is the way it is, if coaches were to say this is the way it's going to be, I think you would see athletes kind of straighten up. That's one of the reasons. One of my favorite high school coaches in all of football is Coach David Humphreys. Folks might remember him from his time at Rome High School. Currently, he's at Gordon Central High School, where he's coaching the Gordon Central Warriors. May I add, I'm going to be the voice of the Gordon Central Warriors this year on AM 900 WJTH and 101.7 FM, and of course right here on Coosa Valley News. So make sure you check out the Gordon Central Warriors. I'll be broadcasting those games this year. Cheap plug. Second question I got this week is from Becky. Becky's a longtime pro wrestling fan that saw what I said the other week and asked me, Tony, is professional wrestling real? Well, Becky, let me ask you this. Are movies real? Are TV shows real? Are reality shows real? I hate that question, is professional wrestling real? Pro wrestlers get a fake moniker, despite the fact when you watch a movie, you see actors calling for stunt doubles, and the stunt doubles are the real deal. They're the big time actors or whatnot that have to take the falls, and that's what pro wrestling is. Is it scripted? Absolutely. The matches are predetermined. The guys work together in the back. Yes, there are heat and people that get mad and angry and what you call shoot on one another, which means you do throw the punches, you do throw the kicks, but the matches are scripted. The moves do hurt. They do pull a lot of the moves, which means when you throw a punch, they're not really hitting someone. If you watch when they tie up, watch their mouths, they'll communicate moves that they have worked on throughout the day. You'll always see wrestling moves go to the left. The American wrestling way, you always shoot to the left of a professional wrestling move. In Japan or Mexico, you usually shoot to the right, which that is one of the biggest problems with crossover wrestlers. I know I'm speaking in the terms of only professional wrestlers understand, but if you look it up, you'll understand why that is the case. Third question is from Don. What are some of my favorite professional athletes, including the University of Georgia? I answered my favorite professional baseball player the other week in Mike Trout. Don wants to know all the time. Well, my favorite quarterback at Georgia is my favorite athlete that I always love to watch. That is, of course, David Green. When David Green took the field and got on the field in the offensive way, you always felt that he's going to win. From his time with a hobnail boot to the SEC championship, you always felt that David Green is going to pull you through no matter how many points you're down. I've liked Matthew Stafford, I liked Aaron Murray, and I'm going to like Hudson Mason, but David Green always had that it factor that I really enjoyed. My fourth question this week comes from Thomas. Thomas asked me, coolest locker room moment I've ever had being in the media. Well, there's a few. The first moment I had was back when I worked for a local radio station. It was back in 2000. Oh man, early 2000s. 2000. I don't remember the exact date. The Atlanta Braves had just clinched the National League East championship pennant. I was in the locker room, and the champagne was flowing. Marcus Giles had this little propeller hat running around, acting like an airplane. This is a cool moment. You always see it on TV, the celebration of winning a championship. And I got to be in the locker room when the Braves won the East, and Marcus Giles absolutely cracked me up. It was just a fun time in that locker room. Probably the most fun and memorable moment that I've had as a time as a reporter in terms of sports. Obviously not my LeBron James. Well, that's going to be it for the week. If you've got a question for me, Tony Potts, you can email me, tony@CoosaValleyNews.com. Send it to me on Twitter @TheTonyPotts. Like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter. For the loose cannon, you've got inside the mind of Tony Potts. Hopefully you guys have a great week. Hey, what is it, 5-6 weeks to football season? God bless America.